how do you migrate from SAP PI to cloud integration with using pipelines. I'll show you one of the latest innovations we have delivered that actually make this possible. So here we have an ICO. We can take this ICO, go into our migration here, select the ICO. It's another namespace 11. So we select the ICO, and then we select where we want to put this. And I have a package that is called webinar. We give it a name, first pipeline. Not really an ideal name, but I guess a lot of times you would probably be using some prefix like interface I200 or whatever as a way to distinguish these things. Do it like this. We then select the pipeline all and we press check. This will then ensure we have all the relevant object. If there is something, we'll come up with some warnings about what we need to do. Now we can see what is going on here. We can see the sender system is defined here, and we can then say this is first. Just so otherwise we have already added a number of components into this, so this would cause some problems. We also want to migrate, deploy these after deployment, because that just saves some time. We are not guaranteeing that these iflows can actually be deployed, because there could be something that is missing that you need to check out. But if it works, it works. Otherwise, you obviously need to do some manual changes to these things. We can see here the iflow, and since we have made some changes, these are not valid anymore, so we just need to press refresh here. Now we can preview this incoming iflow, and obviously for incoming iflows you can select whether or not you want this or not. For the receiving side, we can also go in and we can say, okay, this is not called B2B anymore, this is called first, and then I think I need to press regenerate names. So now this is updated here, and we also have it updated here in this XSLT that we are generating. And that is it. We obviously have all the history we already have for artifacts, and we have something about some resource handling that we need to be aware of, some SFTPs, connection, etc. That is important here. Good. Now we want to click we just want to check again. So whenever we make changes, we need to check it, and then we can select migrate. And this will then take all of this content, create these 3 new iflows in our system. Let's call these things, and it also creates these binary parameters. So let's just check the first one here. So this first iflow is then the incoming outflow, and this is the one you may consider if it's an IDOC. You probably don't want to have this, but if it is an SFTP, you want this. So now you can see it here. The iflow has been generated. We have just to make sure it's calling once. I think this is probably one of the things you probably will need to consider, how to fetch a unique ID. So now we are just using a run ID. You probably want to, if there is something that you can actually use, you want to use that instead. Some order number or something that actually makes sense for this. Then we have the same for the outgoing channels. Let's just take one of these here and see. So this is a mapping, so we can see we generate this flow. It has the incoming process where we are receiving the message, processing, setting unique ID. We have the sequences here, so here we have the mapping that is being performed, and we retain the same logic for creating message mappings as we have in the old days. And then in here we are then setting these artifacts. I know this SFTP here is wrong, because it's not on-premise, it's on the internet, and then it is just using plain. I guess that's not real ideal, but anyway, it is, or what is relevant. We can then deploy this. If you want, we can also go back here and press synchronize, and we will see get this version back into the Figaf system so we can see what kind of changes have happened on this. If you want to check these messages and see if it actually produces a correct result, we will go here and we'll take this incoming URL here. We will go to our testing tool and we will send a message in. So now we have sent a message in. We can use the built-in monitor here to see these messages. And one of the things, obviously, when working with pipelines is that it does generate a lot of messages that can be a little difficult to see everything that flows to here. So you can go in and you can search by correlation ID. One of the things that is nice with the Figaf tool is you also have the monitoring here. So if we click here on the monitoring, we can go in and we can see all these iflows in one go. We can also put in our correlation ID here and then see all the messages that relate to this scenario, see payloads, etc., whatever we have decided to. To make this work, we also needed to add artifacts into the trading partner directory, and we can see we have created these items here. So we have 3 items here for binary parameters. So if I go here and I search on first, I can see these parameters. I can go in and I can edit these. I can see this is of an XSLT. I can go in and I modify this. We also have our test case builder where we can actually go in and we can select an incoming message here. And with that, we can actually run this either locally if it's just standard XSLT. If we have more complex XSLT using this cloud integration system, we can also run it on the CPI by just selecting here. Then the iflow, this XSLT will be triggered on the receiving side, and then obviously with those complexities that exist when working there. So now we're getting a sheet generated MPL ID. So with this, we are actually able to update these things. Let's just change this one. Not that it really does matter. So we can go in, we can save it. So save it. Now we will update the partner directory with this entry. And if we look at here, we will now see that it is now this, and we can look at the history of this to see what is actually going on between these different versions. So we can see it's just added a new value. This is what I think the idea with the partner directory pipelines is about, making it easy for you to migrate your integration in one go without having to do a lot of extra work. I certainly hope you like this, want to try it out. You can just go to Figaf and sign up for a free migration edition, and then you can explore these things and see how it works. It is on 24.05 release. Thank you. I hope you liked it. Please hit like and subscribe. Thank you.